Hey everybody, this is Dr. William Clark here for Leadership Conversations. This is the show where we talk about leadership according to the world that matters to you. And I wanted to come on and talk about a social media post I posted earlier today. And the post said, planning irritates last minute people. And that particular post got a couple of chuckles from people, but I figured I'd come on and talk a little bit about that because it's something that's real in our workplaces and the places where we do business, and it's real in the relationships that we have, and that is planning does irritate last minute people. And there are a bunch of reasons why this may or may not be true, but last minute people tend to not plan well. They tend to avoid planning, or they tend to create enough busy work that limits their ability to plan effectively. And as a result, when there's a responsibility to be had, or there are things that need to get done, and folks need to be held accountable, last minute folks struggle with that. And they struggle with justifying their lack of planning, and they tend to give good reason in their mind why planning just wasn't feasible in this moment or many moments that have passed. And for people who plan, people like me and perhaps you who are listening, planning is a normal part of who we are. It's a normal part of what we do. It's a normal part of our living. It's a part of our work. It's a part of our operation, and it's a part of being a good leader, where you're able to plan out activities and you're able to kind of forecast what's going to happen to the best of your ability in the moment. And planning helps alleviate any pressures that are created by being last minute or unthoughtful about what steps you would like to see happen with the execution of a plan or a project or an activity. Our businesses can't go on or can't survive with people who are last minute and don't plan. Our businesses cannot win new customers if we don't plan. Our businesses cannot explore new market share or new market territory if we don't plan. Our businesses cannot be its very best self if we don't plan. In essence, planning is the antithesis of success. There needs to be a plan. There needs to be some sort of outline, some sort of vision through the form of a plan that articulates what is to be expected of yourself, of your business, of your partners, of your team members, etc. And yes, to the extent possible, planning is irritating to last minute people as a result. And you'll notice in some cases that people who don't plan tend to be the ones that complain the most and the loudest. They tend to voice their concerns frequently and often, and try to hold others accountable for their lack of planning, and will not hold themselves accountable for the lack of planning. And it's a struggle for them to embrace responsibility. But for those of you who are looking to continue to elevate your leadership, elevate your responsibility, elevate your role in your organization, elevate who you are as a person, elevate who you are as a performer, as a leader, plan. Make it a part of who you are and how you do business. Make it a continuous part of the culture you're setting amongst those you're working with and those who are working for you. Make it normal to plan. Expect a plan before you execute anything. If you feel the need to rush and to get something done because of a looming deadline, one, you need to acknowledge that you didn't plan for this deadline. Number two, if you need to miss a deadline to get an accurate and thoughtful plan put together, it's worth it. Because to launch a project just to meet a quote deadline without a plan is really a plan to fail. And if it doesn't bite you in the butt up front, it will bite you in the butt later on. I've seen it time and time again, and I've been guilty of that at times, just not planning. And I'll tell you from experience, and I'll tell you from observation, that planning is essential to ensuring that your leadership has the ample opportunity to grow. So, planning does irritate last minute people. I just hope that you're not one of those people who are irritated by plans. This is Dr. William Clark for Leadership Conversations, and I look forward to talking to you during the next show.